Schools closing in Los Angeles County and other districts created a bit of a problem for kids and families relying on school districts for free meals. That's where the Dream Center, which has been helping the homeless and the needy for decades, had an idea. In LA County, no class means no breakfast and lunch for the thousands of students who count on them every day. That's when the LA Dream Center stepped up to provide hot meals throughout the week for kids and their families.
We've been here for 25 years in the neighborhood. We've never left.
Reverend Matthew Barnett says they are laser focused on combating the threat to COVID-19, opening their multi-million-dollar property, which they use to help the homeless.
People thought we were crazy when we bought it because we had nothing. We had $50,000 in the bank, and we had a church of all homeless people. Like 80% of my church was homeless.
And in 1996, the Dream Center opened its doors.
This is the 101, one of the most famous freeways in the country, and God's put us here, right here on this freeway.
Nearly 20 years later, they're serving 2,000 hot meals each day to those in need.
So we got 550 beds dedicated to just homeless people that live here on this facility.
And Dan, looking out on the campus, I mean, this place is really a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
For the homeless.
Yeah.
They have a place to stay, they can get food, as well as ministry and help.
And I think the great thing about our programs in dealing with the homeless is that they're one-year programs. People need time to get their brain reprogrammed and get their lives together. When Ben Carson actually was on this roof and I was showing him the whole facility, he said, 1 year is brilliant.
After Carson's firsthand look of LA Skid Row, the Housing and Urban Development Secretary made clear all options are on the table in attacking this crisis.
You know, I am a Christian, and I believe in the Bible, and there are a lot of verses in the Bible about our obligation to the poor.
He's calling on all levels of government to work together with advocates, nonprofits, and faith-based organizations like the Dream Center.
Not being government funded allows us to take in people quickly rather than process them through a long system.
After being introduced to the Dream Center, I realized that it was because I wasn't in tune with God.
Now, more than 85% of kids living in this district qualify for free or reduced price meals. So the need is there as more organizations like the Dream Center provide food during the outbreak. Ben Kennedy, CBN News.
Well, we're seeing this across the country. I mean, here locally, our local food banks that are supplied by Operation Blessing, they've increased their need by over 40% in just the few weeks that so far we've been sheltered at home, and it's really hurting the working poor in our country. When you look at the 17 million that are currently unemployed, that's a huge number. And those are the weakest members of our culture, our society. And so it should be no surprise you're seeing a 40% increase, and I predict it's going to increase over the coming weeks as more and more people get laid off. And if you think unemployment insurance is going to cover all of that, now think again. And if you think a $2 trillion stimulus bill is going to cover that, think again. We need to be there for people. And so for Operation Blessing, for many charities across the nation, it's time for us to step up. How can we help our neighbor?